All right, we're on our way to Marion, South Carolina. Who's in the car with me? Don't turn around, Dave.
Don't turn around, man.
Don't turn around,
Jeff.
Dave. Hey, Jeff. Hola. All of my fellow yacht brokers at Florida Yacht Group. Dave is driving, fearless Dave Dodgen. Don't turn around. And we are going to tour the Jeanneau Factory. Jeff, are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to learning about fiberglass, engineering, plumbing, electrical, and every other aspect that will help to sell the boats to people knowledgeable.
It certainly will. And what kind of boat did you own for how many years and live on?
Oh, a 135.5 Legend.
Did everybody hear that? What is the best boat
ever?
But besides Jeanneau's.
Okay. Well, they don't make them anymore. Otherwise, it'd still be the best boat ever.
You're exactly right. But it's the same boat as mine, so
extremely fast.
It is a fast boat. That's right. So, Dave, can you speak here?
I can speak.
Okay. So, what are you looking forward to?
Well, this is my first visit after all these years.
How many years, Dave?
I've been selling Jeanneau for 10 years.
10 years.
And it's my first visit to the U.S. factory, so I'm just really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, it should be fun.
It should be fun. Hopefully we'll get there, everybody else will be there.
That's right. Well, we'll keep you posted on how the trip goes. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to video any footage on the inside, but if so, we will. We arrived early Thursday morning at the factory, and Jeff Jorgensen was there to give us the factory tour to explain how a Jeanneau is made from start to finish. But of course, safety first. We must all wear our safety goggles. Yes, Jeff, we'll listen to you.
So we're going to go in here. We're going to go to the office first, and everybody has to use and you don't have to wear them in the office, but or outside anytime.
Inside, there's not the mold for the hull or anything, but the process for building the wood components and things that build out the interior. For each boat, they're downloaded each time. So that means that if there's a change, like something doesn't fit right, like in a cabinet or something like that, they modify it in the computer programming, and it's then taken care of after that. That's a little different in France, because in France what they'll do is they'll run a cut of wood for about 6 boats at a time. So if there's something that they modify, that perpetuates until they run out of what they've cut for that thing. Here they reprogram it and send the programming each time before each boat build.
Oil being used on any of the larger boats?
No. Each keel is specific to the model. So when you look at the shoal keel on the 389, it looks just like this, but it's slightly different.
Similar shape.
And what's interesting about these keels is in the old days, I don't know who's familiar with cast iron casting, but what you do essentially is you have a mold that is packed sand, and you pour in the iron, and it fills the mold. In the old days, what they used to do, if they were going to mold a keel like this, is they would carve one perfectly out of wood. And then what they would do is they would pack the sand around it, they'd split the mold out, take the wood out, and then you'd have a cavity where they would pour in the cast iron. What we do now is they cut the mold, they cut the keel out of high density foam for every single keel. This is a company in Mexico that we have that casts these for us. And so that would start out as a big, the CNC cutter would cut that out of foam, and then they pack the sand around the foam. And then when they pour in the cast iron, of course, it just completely dissolves the foam. It disappears. Yeah. So each keel is individually cast and molded. So that means that if we wanted to change something, and I don't know if any of you noticed, but on the 409, for example, the keel changed, the depth changed by an inch.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason it changed by an inch is because we changed the rig a little bit, and to keep the stability and the Category A certification, we had to do it. Well, again, back in the old days when you had to carve the thing out of wood, it was very, very expensive to carve the...
One of the very interesting things I learned is on the left on this picture you'll see a Beneteau keel, and on the right is a Jeanneau keel. You can see that the Jeanneau keel is shaped like an L so as not to get caught on crab pots, and the Beneteau on the left, of course, you can see would get caught.
So what I wanted to point out here, again, it's kind of nice that it's not as noisy as inside, but we have two different kinds of molds, or three different kinds of molds here. The big one, the taller ones are hull molds that we'll see inside, and they're designed to rotate. That's going to make it a lot easier for them laying in the cloth and stuff. The lower ones here with the plate with the round circle on the front of it, those are deck molds. And what happens is those are produced in France for us. We make our own molds. And because of the production process, you have to have all the framing and everything around it to keep the perfect alignment from the inside and the outside. So what happens in France is they'll make the mold, and they'll go ahead and mold a deck and leave it in that mold when they ship it over here. That's for the protection of it in transit, so that things don't get out of alignment. So the way that we make molds is with a hull. We have a room that has a 5-axis CNC machine, and they'll put in a huge blank of foam, and then the machine goes in there and it just starts cutting away at the foam, and that's how we end up with the hull shape, and then we make the mold from that. For the deck, what they do is they put in a big block of clay, and the same machine goes in and it grinds away, and it makes the top surface of the deck, and they'll pull the mold off of that. And then that same block of clay is put back in, and the machine goes back in, and it cuts more through, and it cuts through to do the inner surface of the hull. I'm sorry, of the deck. And then they pull another mold off of that. So that's how we get the top and the bottom molds off of to make these things.
Soft clay or a
Modeling clay.
Is it really like
it's
soft?
the same thing they do for car bodies.
You
You see
blocks off the same.
off the same one. Yeah. So that way, you already know what the top is, and you just say, okay, cut off, 25 millimeters of thickness, so that you end up with a one inch thick deck all the way around.
How do they put the non-skid pattern? Is just a sheet of
A sheet of skin. Yeah. So what happens is we make these molds, and if we treat them real nice, we can get somewhere between 200 and 225 votes out of a mold. That's a hull mold or a deck mold. And you might say, well, why? Well, anytime you're pulling something off of something else, you're kind of wearing it away. And then also, there's, one of the reasons for all this framing, in addition to the alignment, is because when the resin cures, it's exothermic, so it gives off a lot of heat. So there's a lot of expansion pushing at this. So it's hard on the mold. So we can get 200 to 225 votes out of a mold. So what that means to you guys and to a customer is, and people accuse us, they say, well, God, you guys change your boats all the time. Well, we can change our boats, because every time we come up to that plateau, every time we're bumping into like 200 boats, they come back and they say, well, should we invest in another mold? Because that boat is continuing, to sell and things like that? Or is there a new design or new technology or something else, that we can, that we should embrace, and then just come out with another boat?
Most pictures were strictly forbidden inside, but I was able to show this one. Anyone interested in taking a tour can call me at 954-444-2283 to schedule one for you. They are happy to show prospective clients and current owners their workmanship. I learned a lot this trip and enjoyed my time with my fellow brokers. Till next time.